Lucas, hey, how you doing? I got your work up right here. It says you had a little bit of a hard time thinking of layout ideas, but this isn't really a layout exercise. This is an exercise that is strictly hierarchy. Okay, so there's a few critical errors in the way this is set up. So I just kind of want to go through this and show you how to set it up the correct way. So the first thing I want to show you over here is in the course announcement. So this is welcome to week 3. And I see that you have viewed this announcement, but I'm wondering if maybe it wouldn't help if you were to go back and review this announcement a couple of more times. I think there's a lot of very, very important information in this announcement, especially when we get down to the bottom. There's an example here. This is an example of what the assignment might look like. So as we can see, it's considerably different than your examples. Your examples are really super text heavy, and we notice that you're using different text and different pictures and featuring a different car in all 4 compositions. If we go to the course assignment page, we see that we are going to create 4 compositions using the exact same information. Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're taking identical information and you're going to present it in different ways to show how to establish hierarchy based on the parameters of each of the 4 compositions. For example, in the first, now let me go over to the assignment page now. And here I'm in the assignment page, and one thing I want you to note is that design is in black and white. So you really want to go through this page a few times again and make sure that you understand all of the requirements. So it's black and white. So we have the file set up. It looks like your file is set up pretty accurately. Okay, so what we want to do at this point is come down here into the instructions and take a look at what's happening here. So first you want to establish a grid. Second, you want to do a bit of research. You want to pick one muscle car of the early 60s or 70s, and then you want to establish a list of information that you're going to use. Now, keep in mind you're going to use the same car and the exact same information in all 4 examples, as we see in the example located in the announcements area. Now, what you're going to do with that information is you're going to have 4 different compositions that you're going to create, and each one has a different set of rules. So in the first composition, arrange your information in logical order based on your grid. In this design, all of your text must be the same point, size, and weight. No contrasts are used. Any hierarchy is based on grouping and proximity. So we see that here, right? Everything is the same, identical here. The only difference is the way that they're presented in terms of proximity and grouping. Then we go to the second. The second one indicates that you're going to introduce 1 new size and 1 new weight. All other things being exactly equal, okay? Here's 1 new size, here's 1 new weight. Okay, if we go to the third composition, we see we want to introduce multiple contrasts in weight and scale. So we come over here to the example, we see multiple contrasts of weight and scale, right? Now we go to the fourth composition, and it says, in the fourth composition, you're going to introduce multiple contrasts of weight and scale. You're also going to include a cropped image of the car that bleeds into areas, okay? You must incorporate a cropped portion of your muscle car with any number of texts and weights. Your image must violate the grid in some way and also bleed off the page in at least 2 places. Okay, so where do we see that? We see the car. It's black and white. It bleeds in 2 places. Okay, and then we have multiple instances of weight and scale. Okay, so that's how you would complete this assignment. Now over here, this has got, everything's different. We can't really establish hierarchy based on like information, but all of these are different. They all have different text. So there's no way to compare hierarchy based on height, scale and weight, 1 new scale and weight, 2 new scales and weights, multiple scales and weight, and then with an image. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's really important that you use the exact same identical information on each page. Now, one tip is this is in the announcements area, this example right here, this is a great example of how to establish hierarchy based on proximity and height, weight. And then this one goes into color as well. And then also, very important, get into your textbook, go into our textbook, check out page 101 in the textbook. There are examples of this assignment on page 101 showing you exactly how to introduce hierarchy based on varying scale and weight of the typefaces. Okay, so that's what I would expect to see in your final submission. Now, if you want to go ahead and resubmit this, please go right ahead and do it, and we will, and I'll take a look at this and give you comments prior to Sunday's submission. Do you see what I'm saying? I would like to see you do that just so that we know we're in the right direction on Sunday, so you can get some feedback on the correct way to do this, then adjust that feedback for Sunday submission just to make sure that you get an A in the assignment, right? Okay, so that's what I have. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or clarifications, Lucas, please let me know. But that is how we would approach this assignment, okay? Again, really super important. If you have any questions, get with me quickly. Thanks, man.